Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. It is Micha Green, DC and digital editor, and I am super duper excited to be here with the amazing, gifted, talented boss that she is, Tai Hall.
Stop. No, keep going, keep going.
She totally paid me y'all to say all of those things. No, not at all. So Ty is amazing. She is the founder and CEO of Time Out Massage. She is a leader not only in her industry, but really among women entrepreneurs in general. And so, and entrepreneurs of color and entrepreneurs all around, because who cares with labels? She is running the game no matter what you look like. So we're going to talk to her about all things Thai and everything that she's doing, and how we can stay tuned and learn about the billion-dollar industry that she is killing and slaying. So first of all, Ty, how are you doing?
I am doing phenomenal. I just got out of a 6-hour surgery that I was a part of for I don't like calling it plastic surgery anymore. It has such a negative connotation. My clients and my students in our platform, we call it a cosmetic self-love journey. So somebody who was planning out their cosmetic self-love journey, she came up to DC today and she had a partial mommy makeover. And I was a part of that, and just jumped back home and held some food to come kick it with you for us to chop it up and relish in all things like Black girl magic and entrepreneurship and growth.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time out today in your ridiculously crazy busy schedule. Y'all, she just did 6 hours in uh, assisting and being part of someone's self-care journey. And then, but y'all, she truly does not stop working. Like, absolutely not. So, full transparency, I've known Ty, gosh, I guess almost a decade at this juncture. She started, or at least in terms of our love and relationship for one another, she was killing it as a masseuse and had a lot of amazing clients and had already begun her own business with Time Out. And my mom and I were one of her client or two of her clients. And then just like Life for You literally did a big boom, like an absolutely big boom. Can you tell us how you went from your passion and really helping people with their journeys as a masseuse to being an entrepreneur to now where you are today?
Well, it wasn't. I believe that when you have a calling on your life, and I do think that people, you have passions and things that we're interested in, but when there's really like, hey, you're here, I put you here for a very specific purpose, and you're not listening. When God speaks and you don't listen, He will speak a little bit louder. And so that job that I was at, I actually got fired from, and I was like, man, God, I know you made me for more than this. Order my steps, and I promise you, I'll follow. And life just started to evolve from there. And I believe in failing forward, and you're never truly, by definition, a failure until you stop. But I would go. I was being brought through and consecrated through situations that molded me, evolved me, took me out of my comfort zone, and forced me to level up. Forced me to learn how to lean on God and apply. Like anybody can put up a scripture or some kind of fun, cool quote, but can you live it? Can you apply it to your life? Can you listen? And I started to talk less and listen more and explore what it was that I was truly interested in, and being a vessel and being a part of other people's journeys. But that's the reason why I got into massage to begin with, was I always loved helping people, and that hasn't stopped. I've just shifted how I now help people. That conduit has changed, but the foundation, it remains the same.
You're so eloquent and so inspiring. Absolutely. absolutely getting chills just because I mean, I remember and watching that journey, and at the time I was in my early 20s and just graduating college and being like, I want to be like Ty and have this confidence.
Meanwhile, Ty's like trying to like keep it together, and like my sock was like slipping down in my shoe, and I had like maybe $25 in my bank account, trying to make life happen.
Well, you absolutely continue to make life happen, and now look at you today. Um, just amazing. Congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
Congratulations. So tell us about the billion-dollar industry that is, as you call it, this self-care journey, and exactly how you fit into the world.
So after I got fired, I started. I was actually homeless for a little bit. My son and I, we slept in a car, and we worked our way back from homelessness because I learned how to pitch and telling people about what I do, how I do it, how I can help them. And I went from being a sports massage therapist to an oncology massage therapist. I lived in Thailand for a little bit, and while I was living in Thailand, I learned body modification. They led the world at some point in time in gender reassignment surgeries. So I just happened to be in the right place, right time. We're going to call that God.
Yeah.
And I learned post-operative care. When people get plastic surgery, the integration of massage in their aftercare helps them heal so much faster. And they wind up getting amazing results from it. And my love of travel, and my interest in, I was like, this is so freaking dope. Hold up, pause. This was not at the high school college fair. I need to know more. And I started traveling the world, studying under different people, different surgeons, monks, really horrible English speaking Dominican women in Cuba, like just learning more and more about this industry. But it's the backside of this industry. This $1 billion a day industry is the plastic surgery industry. And if plastic surgery is the hub, all of the services that are connected to that hub, even if you get 0.5% of that $1 billion, you're already winning. So I figured out what all of the ancillary services are around that hub, because as cool as surgeries are, I don't have the interest to actually do them. Like, I don't want to stop my life and go become a plastic surgeon. Maybe if I was in my early 20s, I would. But when I looked at that hub and then I studied everything that was connected to it, I was like, hey, I could get with this. I know how, if I don't know how to do nothing else with my life, I know how to make a dollar. And I started to perfect learning all of those ancillary services connected to the hub that is plastic surgery. Two things that will always happen in the middle of a pandemic, we have learned, and whether it's an emotional or a financial depression, two things always go up: beauty services and alcohol sales. So
Really?
yes, this is a fact. So while I don't necessarily have an interest in the alcohol, beauty services always go up. It is low key a recession proof industry. Matter of fact, like they were like the last people to shut down during the pandemic because people were still dropping. They were like, well, I mean, if we're at home and I'm not at work, this is a perfect time for me to go get something done and then heal. So the rest of the world shut down. We got busier. Like I was sitting here like working around the clock from sun up to sundown, and I was like, I can't do this by myself. I need more people. So I started finding other people who had like minds, like interests, like passions and purposes. We started connect and collaborate. I realized that I could build longer tables and not higher fences by teaching more people. I built a name for myself in this industry, and I had started before the pandemic. It amplified during the pandemic. And even through a pandemic, I was booked from start to finish because I studied my industry. I figured out how to help people even virtually from at home. And then at the end of last year, I retired to be a full-time educator and teacher of this industry and the craft around that hub of plastic surgery.
Wow. And when I saw your retirement post, people were, I mean, outraged. You know, obviously there were tons of people really happy for you. But there were so many people like, no, Ty, I need you. I need you.
They're like, so that's cute. I'm not playing with you, but
Yeah.
when's my next appointment? I was like, you can have it tomorrow with someone else.
Exactly. But what's that like now, serving as an educator and as the person that helps really other people really live into their gifts and
It
talent.
is humbling on another level, where I had people who before they were trusting me with their bodies, and that was big all on its own, but now inviting me on their because like the outside, the inside is just different, inviting me into their lives, their goals, their visions, their dreams. People are inviting me into their dreams and entrusting me to be a part of that journey to help bring it into fruition. And it's like none other. I see how much mental health plays a role into what people think they can and can't do and accomplish. Sometimes I have to pack up accountability, self-love, esteem, and confidence for the both of us, where I'll just sit here and I'm like, yo, I wish you could see you how I see you. And being that voice of reason and external validation that so many people are missing. And just with that small, because a lot of my students, they don't come to me empty. They have everything already they need to be successful. Mine is that little push that you can do it. I mean, outside of elementary school, we're not getting gold stars anymore. No one's walking around telling us, you did a good job today, I'm proud of you. And so until we learn to do that for ourselves, I become my clients' educators and their cheerleaders and their support system. As we walk together on those journeys, I don't take on everybody as a client. You got to be as committed to this as I'm about to be committed to it with you. And so it's just and a phenomenal shift to be able to walk with people as they are chasing their goals on their terms, whether it's them, getting the body of their dreams, if it's in the gym or if it's in an OR, if it's a mixture of different things, if it's someone like, you know what, I want to walk away from this toxic relationship. I want to walk away from this toxic job. I want to live my life unapologetically. And I'm like, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think everyone would agree. We like all need a tie on our shoulder just to help us through and remind us we can do it. And
People freak out. And I was like, yo, that hasn't even happened yet. Why are you creating anxiety for problems that don't even exist? They was like, but it could. And I was like, you know what else could happen? You could also win. You could fly. You could soar, and none of that could ever transpire. Focus on what you want to manifest in your life.
and what I mean, I would argue, and from what I know, I would say that God and your faith uh, gives you that confidence. But what gives you that confidence to be able to be this person and also help other people walk in their truth?
God has a really bomb track record. I may not necessarily be able to trust other people. I may not even always be able to trust myself, but because I know that God lives within me, and then I look back at all the stuff that my man has brought me through, I'm like, I don't know where we going, but I trust you. And it allows me to have that confidence where I don't need to put my faith in people. I put my faith in God and that he leads me. But I also work with people from different religious backgrounds, and we can still congeal and be cohesive, because what I've learned, and I did a religious sabbatical some years ago, outside of atheism and Satanism, everybody has the same values. We just argue about how to execute those values. So as long as you are being governed by something that you know is bigger than you put your trust and your faith outside of that, and you allow your morals and your values to push you. You allow your purpose to push you. And the other thing that allows me to live so free is that I made up my mind that I'm going to do something, and I have committed to that. I have committed through that. People will commit to change, but they don't commit till change. And I'm like, I'm going to make sure that I want all of the things in my life to happen, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to be relentless in my pursuit of it, because I know what sacrifice and pain feels like. I I I hustle harder than a stripper whose lights is about to get cut off, because I know what being broke feels like. I ain't got to do that no more. We ain't got to go back there. Bought the t-shirt, you know, tickets, cool. And because I have been through something, I've survived it, I know that I am capable. I am enthralled to see what else I am also capable of. And then I pull that out of the people around me as well. It's like, yo, what else can you do? Like, besides the stuff that you're already good at, like, how much more amazing can you be for you and everybody else around you? And that determination and commitment keeps me going every single day.
And how do you know, truly keep going? What does it take to be a boss? You know, I see your stories in the morning and you're up at a crazy hour and going until the end of the day. You know, what does it take to have such success and be a boss and have your own business like you do?
One is I want to say weed. Like that's usually going to always be one of my first answers because I'm very 420 friendly. But the reason why mine is cannabis is because that's a part of my self-care regimen. I can't pour from an empty cup, and I can't help take care of others if I'm on E. So I take a step back and I'm like, Ty, how are you doing? What do you need? What are you missing? I believe in self-care and self-love and making sure that my tank is full. And so if I suffer from anxiety, I overthink and I have to learn how to get out of my own head. But this is every day for me. So when
Yeah.
I paused and I did self-reflection on what is it that I'm struggling with, instead of what am I good at, I shifted the focus on my weaknesses. I realized that I have a lot of panic attacks and anxiety, but when nothing is wrong and I was unable, I was struggling to um, curtail in my subconscious mind. Cannabis helped me medicate to be able to do that better, but it's a daily thing. So before, like, it would take me 5 6 hours to get my thoughts together to be able to focus. And now, once I realized what I was struggling with, you may not necessarily be able to change the thing that's causing you stress or the struggle, but you can learn how to be stressed out better and how to decompress from your stressors. So every morning I do a self check. It's not like once a week or, New Year's resolution. Every morning I wake up and I spend 10 minutes. Ty, how are you? What do you need? What's going on? What are you missing? What do it will help you be a boss today? And those answers may change. But I always start off with me first. I'll meditate, I'll drink tea, I'll stretch, I might go on a jog. I might need a nap. I might roll over and be like, no, I'm not ready yet. I can't do this yet. Whatever it is that I need, I give myself that every single day. And then I go off to be a boss. And it differs. And some days it's like, you know what? I think we need a trip. And so I'll go and try to book it. And depending on what finances are looking like or my time, that might be a staycation. But I don't deny myself the healthy, positive things that I need in my life for me to continue to keep going.
Y'all, did y'all know that Ty was going to be dropping all these gems today? So go ahead, pick them up as we're going. Share the stream. It'll live here forever. Your audience needs to see this, people, okay? Your people need to see this. Sharing is caring. Oh, I'm just so inspired, in making sure that I prioritize self-care today and always.
The other thing I do that is become a gold mine is something that's called an intellectual calendar. Most people want to do things, but we don't know what to do. And who knew that having a lot of money could be a bad thing, right? What's worse than having a lot of money and not knowing what to do with it? Time. Having a lot of time and not knowing what to do with it. So I assign on, I'm usually off on Tuesdays. That's my admin day. But I take Tuesday, Fridays off, and then 1 week in a month. And outside of that, every minute is accounted for, where I appropriate, all right, this task is going to take me 30 minutes. So I sign that and then I set an alarm. And when that alarm goes off, I finish up the task and then I move on to the next one. So instead of me squandering my time, it helps me with my procrastination. Each one of the minutes are accounted for and I get stuff done way more.
You have all these tools in order to be a successful entrepreneur. You are a successful entrepreneur, and now you're helping others well, you always have helped others in their journeys, but in their journeys to sort of walk in your footsteps. Any plans on? I want to say like a time out business school almost.
Well, since we're there,
Are we there? Are we there?
We are. So a lot of my recent trips has been me going around talking and meeting with angel investors and giving them my pitch deck for I am vying to open up a med spa, a state-of-the-art $5 million med spa in the DMV. And it includes the school that already exists. My school is called the Tozy Method. TOSI stands for Time Out Sculpting Institute, where I have broken my platform down into 3 different entities of medicine, of hands-on technique and sculpting, and then business. Let's say if this publication thing didn't work out for you and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go open up a cupcakery. If you don't learn, you go steal your grandmama's recipe, you got the best cupcakes in town, but if you don't learn the business of cupcakes, you will run that business into the ground. So every single week, I have a group of students where I teach them business of taxes, tax write-offs, of how to tell people they got you jacked up without being rude, of how to schedule your clients, how to market, how to make money right now with no money, a little money, a lot of money, and then somebody else's money. These classes are either every day or every other day. So the business aspect that can apply to honestly any business is already there. Without the brick and mortar, I learned how to move with what I was given. And I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I had to figure out how to make do in spite of. So I don't have a brick and mortar yet, but the school already exists, and I have 168 students that I've taught in the past 3 months and counting.
So let's say I'm opening up this cupcakery, which I'm not, y'all don't at me later about this, but say if I'm opening up this cupcakery, I'm able to apply and reach out to you for specifically the business program.
Mm-hmm.
But now say if I also want to open the cupcakery, but I don't know if I ever want to, massage or sculpt, but I'm interested in it. Could I also take those courses as well? Like, how does that work? Or do I
business is pretty synonymous. Like you got to know how to market. You got to know how to social media etiquette. You have to know how to follow up with invoices and emails. It becomes an equation. I like things that make sense. Like I need A plus B to always equal C, and I can take that equation and plug and play wherever I need to. It doesn't matter what your hustle is. At the end of the day, you're either chasing a dollar or you're chasing to make a difference. And I teach you how to be able to do both.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I noticed that you often empower people of color, women, as the educator and entrepreneur and healer that you are. Why do you feel it's important to have other women, other people of color involved in having a hustle in all facets as well?
The definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing, expecting different results. And I see us culturally, we do that often. Like it makes me cringe when people be like, we're going to boycott gas stations today. And I'm like, just today? Like, y'all just going to go get the gas the day before or the day after? Like, how does this make sense? How is this effective? A person will never be in charge of their decisions and their livelihoods until they are in charge of their commerce. So while I am a part of the good fight, I fight different. I like to fight smarter, and I like to break generational curses and teach you, instead of giving a man fish, come baby, let me show you how to fish. Let me show you how to get it in the mud. Let me show you how to collect your own coins. So God bless the child that has his own. You will never need anybody again, because you have learned how to hustle. You learn how to hustle legally, smart, effectively. It becomes so much important. It reaches a level of importance to me when I see things continue to happen in our communities, but you don't see change transpire. And a lot of it has to do with us not being in control of our commerce.
Wow. Y'all, I was excited to talk to Tai. I knew this was going to be giving catch up. I didn't know I was going to get a sermon on this Wednesday afternoon. But I'm so thankful. I can't even believe we've been talking over 20 minutes. I just want to shout out the humans that are tuning in and showing us love. Thank you all so much. Cami D, we see you checking in. Tiffany Lancaster, Tanya Thames Taylor, Antoinette, Rye. I thought I saw my amazing boss. Yeah, there she is. Reverend Bullware, Andrea Dozier, D Turner. Thank y'all all. Jewel, hi Jewel. Look, thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. My boss specifically sent me a text message saying how much she loves you. So Tai, that I'm just know that means one, you are already, but for sure a member of the African family. But we gonna put you to work somehow too.
Oh, this whole thing was a vibe that I was like, I hope she knows that we gotta do this again.
We have to do this again. I would love in safe, not ducking pandemic variants world to just follow you one day, get into your world and all that you absolutely.
I would love that. Like, you could come shadow me for a day or two and do all things unicorn tie related, and
Yes.
like see how it really unfolds, because it's pretty freaking magical. Where I stepped back and I was like, God, you just showed off today. Look at you. I see what you did there.
Well, of course it's magical because Ty the unicorn is always spewing all the magic, all the Black girl magic, all the good vibes and energy. I can't emphasize enough how proud I am and inspired I am by you and all that you're doing.
I remember back when you all were a part of my baptism. That was around the time where life started to like change and evolve. And I wanted 3 things for my 30th birthday. I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to sneak myself into Cuba before the sanctions were lifted, because I wanted to see it before America got a hold of it, and I wanted to get baptized. And we have been on such an amazing, magical journey with each other ever since. And I've been over here in the shadows rooting for you too. Like, that's my Micha boo. I see you.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I did not want to share the baptism story because I figured that was up to you. But I can honestly for sure say, you were already really completely on your path of healing others. But I truly think that was super part of your transformation. It was like you knew exactly what you wanted, down to I remember after we were talking about getting into Cuba and the house and all that jazz too, at our dinner after. But like, you knew exactly what you wanted, and just I think that moment was able to like cement like in you're called to do it, you're ordained to do it. And y'all, just manifesting is real. Tai is literally walking proof of walking by faith and knowing what
not
you
by sight.
And not by sight. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tai. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much for having me, and you have an amazing platform. I'm excited to see where you all continue to take this, because it's very needed in our community.
Thank you. Well, you are absolutely amazing. Congratulations on all things Time Out, and you are absolutely needed in our community as well. So thank you for being you, and wishing you nothing but continued success.
Thank you, Mama. Likewise.
Talk to you soon.
I love.
Bye. Mwah, mwah.